The Los Angeles Lakers are at a crossroads. After another disappointing playoff exit in 2025, this time at the hands of a younger, hungrier Minnesota Timberwolves squad, the front office, led by Rob Pelinka, knows that time is running out. LeBron James is 40 years old, Anthony Davis is entering his 12th season, and Luka Doncic, the franchise's newest superstar, is already voicing his frustration with the lack of depth in the frontcourt. The Lakers' biggest weakness last season? The center position. Jackson Hayes, while promising, is injury-prone and inconsistent. The team lacked a true rim protector, a reliable rebounder, and a veteran presence who could anchor the defense when AD was off the floor or playing as a power forward. Enter Jonas Valanciunas, the 6 feet 11 inches, 265-pound Lithuanian beast who has been quietly dominating the paint for the New Orleans Pelicans, and who might just be the missing piece the Lakers need to return to championship contention. The trade rumors surrounding Valanciunas have been heating up over the past 48 hours, and for good reason. According to league sources, the Pelicans are open to moving the veteran center as they look to rebuild around Zion Williamson and Brandon Ingram. Valanciunas, who is on an expiring $15.4 million contract, represents a perfect trade target for the Lakers, a proven commodity who won't break the bank and who can provide immediate impact. The proposed deal? A package centered around Dalton Connect, the Lakers' 2024 first-round pick who has shown flashes of potential but is still raw, along with Rui Hachimura, whose contract helps match salaries, and a 2027 first-round pick, top 10 protected. For the Pelicans, this deal makes sense. They get a young wing in Connect with upside, a draft pick to add to their war chest, and they shed Valanciunas' salary to free up cap space for future moves. For the Lakers, they get a starting caliber center who can finally give them the interior presence they've been missing since the Dwight Howard era. So, why is Valanciunas the guy? Let's break it down. First, defense. The Lakers ranked 22nd in defensive rating last season, and a huge part of that was their inability to protect the rim. Valanciunas isn't an elite shot blocker like Rudy Gobert, but he's a smart, positional defender who uses his body well to wall off drivers and contest shots. He averaged 1.2 blocks per game last season, but his real value comes in his ability to box out and secure defensive rebounds. He pulled down 12.2 rebounds per game, including 3.5 on the offensive glass. That's a game changer for a Lakers team that often got out-muscled on the boards. Imagine Valanciunas cleaning up misses from LeBron and Luka, giving the Lakers second chance points and limiting opponents to one shot per possession. That alone could swing close games in their favor. Second, offense. Valanciunas isn't a volume scorer, but he's efficient. He shot 58.2% from the field last season, mostly on dunks, layups, and short jumpers. He's also a great passer for a big man, averaging 2.6 assists per game. That's huge for the Lakers, who often struggle with ball movement when LeBron or Luka aren't on the floor. Valanciunas can facilitate from the high post, finding cutters or kicking it out to shooters. And let's not forget his pick-and-roll chemistry. He's played with elite guards like Ja Morant and CJ McCollum, so he knows how to set screens and roll hard to the rim. With LeBron and Luka running the show, Valanciunas would feast on alley-oops and easy buckets. Third, veteran leadership. This might be the most underrated part of the equation. The Lakers' locker room has been a mix of young, unproven players and aging stars. Valanciunas is a 12-year veteran who has played in 80-plus playoff games. He knows what it takes to win, and he's not afraid to hold teammates accountable. That's the kind of presence the Lakers need, especially with a young core that includes players like Bronny James and Cole Swider. Valanciunas isn't just a player, he's a culture setter, someone who can help bridge the gap between the Lakers stars and their role players. Now, let's talk fit. How would Valanciunas work alongside Anthony Davis? Surprisingly well. AD has spent much of his career playing as a power forward, and having a true center next to him would allow him to play more comfortably on the perimeter, where he's deadly as a shooter and driver. Valanciunas' ability to screen and space the floor, he shot 33% from 3 last season, not great but respectable, would also help AD get cleaner looks. And defensively, Valanciunas can handle the physical matchups, think Embiid, Jokic, or Sabonis, while AD can use his length and athleticism to disrupt guards and wings. It's a complementary pairing that could unlock the best version of both players. Of course, there are concerns. Valanciunas isn't the fastest big man, and in today's NBA, where switches and perimeter defense are crucial, that could be an issue. Teams like the Nuggets and Sixers could target him in pick-and-rolls, forcing him to guard on the perimeter. But here's the thing. The Lakers already have LeBron, Luka, and AD, three of the best defensive communicators in the league. They can scheme around Valanciunas' limitations, using him in drop coverage and relying on their wings to fight over screens. And let's be real, no center is perfect. Even Rudy Gobert gets hunted in switches. The key is having a system that maximizes Valanciunas' strengths, rebounding, physicality, screening, while minimizing his weaknesses, lateral quickness. The bigger question is, what does this mean for the Lakers' long-term plans? Valanciunas is on an expiring deal, so this wouldn't be a long-term commitment. But that's actually a good thing. The Lakers can evaluate him this season and decide whether to re-sign him in 2026, when they'll have more cap flexibility. If it doesn't work out, they can pivot to another center in free agency, maybe Clint Capella or Bam Adebayo, if the Heat blow things up. But if it does work out, they'll have a proven veteran who can help them make a deep playoff run while they groom younger players like Jackson Hayes or Colin Castleton, their 2025 second-round pick. Let's not forget the intangibles, either. Valanciunas is a fan favorite, a hard-nosed, blue-collar player who brings energy every night. Lakers fans would love his physicality and his willingness to do the dirty work. He's the kind of guy who dives for loose balls, sets brutal screens, and isn't afraid to mix it up with opponents. In a city that thrives on star power, Valanciunas would be a refreshing change, a player who's all about winning, not headlines. Now, let's compare this to other sports, because that's what we do in America. Think of Valanciunas as the NBA's version of a veteran MLB catcher, someone like Yadier Molina in his prime. He's not the flashiest player, but he's reliable, tough, and a leader. Or, if you're an NFL fan, think of him as a proven offensive lineman, someone like Jason Kelce, who doesn't get the glory but makes everyone around him better. That's what Valanciunas would bring to the Lakers: stability, toughness, and a winning mentality. The trade deadline is still months away, but the Lakers can't afford to wait. If they want to compete for a championship this season, they need to make a move now. Valanciunas is the perfect target, a low-risk, high-reward addition who fills their biggest need. And let's be honest, if the Lakers don't make a move for a center, they're risking another early playoff exit.